Hello, my name is Adreon Hongo. This is my online presentation for Introduction to Mass Communications. My presentation is about my two favorite movies, which are The Blind Side and Friday Night Lights, which are based off of true stories. Friday Night Lights pretty much is about a high school football team in Los Angeles, Texas. They had a very big fan base, even though it was a so small city. The fans, they expected the team to go far in the season. They expected them to go undefeated, to make it to playoff and to make it to state. Well, when the season started, they lost their star running back, and they put more pressure on the football team and made the fans very upset that the running back had to miss the rest of the season. So the fans were very angry, and they didn't know what to do anymore. So they started threatening the coach and the team and telling them that they're gonna support you anymore if you lose any games, or if you start losing more than a certain amount of games. So the season continued. They made it to playoffs. Then they make it to state. They played Dallas Carter High School in the Astrodome, and the game was very brutal. And the end result of the game was that they lost. They barely lost, even though to a very brutal team. But the fans, they still had their backs, and they still supported them. Then the following year, next year, they make it back to playoffs, and they win state. My next movie is The Blind Side. And pretty much that's about Michael Orr's life and how he struggled throughout life before making it to the NFL. Michael Orr was homeless. His mom was a drug addict. He wasn't very well educated. So this family called the Tahoney family took him in and let him stay the night or whatever, to give him a good nice meal and some nice clean clothes or whatever. So then they seen something in him, some type of potential in him, by his size and how big he was, and that he doesn't play any sport. So they asked him, did he want to play any sports, and he didn't know if he wanted to play sports or anything. So they got him interested into football. So they trained him to get him ready for the football season, and got him a tutor to make sure he does well in school. They enrolled him into the private school that both their daughters and son attended. So Michael Orr, he played football, did very well at it. He graduated from high school with a 3.5 GPA. He got a scholarship to attend the University of Mississippi, from where he got drafted into the NFL in 2009 to the Baltimore Ravens. The theory I applied to both these movies was the agenda setting theory. The agenda setting theory is a major influence on the media. Pretty much, agenda setting theory, it makes things, it makes things seem, either something seems very bad, or they won't tell you the whole thing, or they won't tell you something, like they'll tell you some important things, and they don't tell you some important things. My example would be the O.J. Simpson case, where he was being accused of murdering his wife and Ryan Goldman. The media had followed the case from the start of the car chase that he went through to the end of the trial where he was found not guilty. Agenda setting theory can be applied to both my movies, because the media influenced Friday Night Lights and tells us the story about the high school and the things that they went through, the challenges they went through to make it to the point where they was at, and how the small city, how they cycled their life around the football team. Like, they put the pretty much more important thing to them in the city was only high school football and Friday Night Lights. The Blind Side pretty much portrayed Michael Orr as a young, homeless, black, dumb kid, and when he seen the movie after after it came out, he felt like it portrayed it didn't show how the family took him. Well, it shows how the family took him in, but how they took him in and helped him to succeed in life, and 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 help him get to where he's at now and being famous and successful. And well, that's my presentation. I really enjoyed this class, and hope everybody learned something from my presentation. Well, thank you again. Adreon Hongo.